Just reaching out to everybody, saying hello. It's been a long day, and just wanted to say hello to everybody that might be out there chilling, catching up on maybe eating their dinner or some other items they might be doing right now. But I'm in here hanging out. I just took one of my kids to basketball practice, so I said, all right, now I got a little bit of time. Let me try to kick in some time with you, those that subscribe to my channel and those who don't, who just want to hang out. This is Big Jack talking today, enjoying life, man. So I just want to say hello to everybody out there today. Just another beautiful day. In the state that I'm in, it was a little foggy all day. I mean, I'm just like, it was just foggy. I mean, it was foggy all day. Didn't give us a break at all. So, I'm like, all right, what's up? It's going to be foggy like that. I'm going to have to, deal with that. So this Big Jack coming in and talking. Some of the things I wanted to talk about today was just I was looking at, being a new content creator. If you're a new content creator and you're trying to get yourself established, you're trying to build your channel. The biggest part I was having, the hardest part I was having is finding a niche. What is my niche going to be? What direction, what angle I'm going to go with this, with YouTube? What's the angle? What are, so many different things I've done in my life and so many different things. And so it's like, what's going to be the one? What's going to be that one that's going to set me apart? That's going to put me where I need to be. So that's what some of the hang up I'm having is establishing in that niche, and I don't know if anyone else has that problem, but that's been one of the things. A lot of what I've been trying to do, been watching other channels, watching and going into other communities and looking and seeing how they're doing it and what they're doing, and trying to find, that one thing that set me apart from anyone and everyone else. So it's different. It's challenging because you have an idea and you think you're going in the right direction, and then before you know it, you're missing. So I don't know if anyone else has that problem. If you have that problem where you're trying to find that one niche, it's like, okay, I'm not sure if what is the one thing that that one thing that I need? What's the one thing that's going to set me apart so I can start building my channel, building my community? That's what you start looking at. So what's the one thing? Hey, Mike Hawk, I see you out there. Who's that? CJ and Jessica Holmes. Hey, how y'all doing? Another thing that I said I was going to do is definitely, if you put a comment in the chat, and it's a real comment. I mean, put a real comment in the chat. I'm going to check your page out once this is all. I got my list here. Been writing down everybody that puts a comment in the chat, and then I'm trying to. So here's my list if you didn't know, but I'm trying to make sure I follow up on everybody that's doing it. So I know that one person already asked, I'm a male or female. So if you can't tell by this video, you really, you got some other problems that we're going to have to address. But I am 100% male. So I'm seeing it like Grim Fox 99. What's up? How you doing? And, I appreciate y'all coming out there. So let me make sure I write these names down because I want to make sure I check out your page. Hey, Grim Fox, I appreciate that. I think if you subscribe, Grim Fox, you'll be number 600. That's my number 600. I was trying to get that 600, and I think that'd be the one. You'll be the one if you hit that subscribe button. So we got Grim. All right. So what I was saying was trying to find that one angle. I know that one, your niche. What is the thing that, a lot of people, when you have a lot of, in my life, I've had a lot of different situations. I've been through a lot of different things, and I'm still trying to find that one thing to bring to YouTube and let that be my, my claim to fame, I guess, if you want to look at it. So part of what I was saying is when you're going through and you're saying, okay, I've done this, I've done this, and throughout my life, and it's like, hey, um, I'm like, okay, should I talk about my military time? Should I dedicate that? Or should I talk about, college football? Should I dedicate to that? Should I talk about, the ministry? I definitely was a pastor. So it's a lot of different areas you can go, and then it gets confusing. So because you're still trying to find that one thing. So Grim, they say you're a little kid, so you might want to get your parents' permission if you're a little kid before you start subscribing to anybody. Always remember that stranger danger. Not that I'm dangerous, but I don't want you to get that habit of just jumping and bouncing around with other people you don't know. So if you are a little kid, then I appreciate you checking out the channel and checking out the live. But at the same time, make sure that your parents know what you're doing online. So this is real talk. So Big Jack is all about the real talk. I don't BS, and I'm not going to pull punches and things like that. I'm gonna be straight real with you. So if you're looking for that type of person, as far as being real and sharing my thoughts and my experiences throughout my life, then you're in the right place, because that's just who I am. But on the other side of that is, you wanted to be entertaining too. You didn't come on here just to watch a person lecture to you the whole time. So, but I'm not going to get up and dance or anything like that. But, I like to have fun. So the more you put in the comments, the more open we'll be. The conversation would be different as you put it in the comments. Ask that question. I'm Big Jack, and I have no problem sharing, my experiences. Someone said, how old are you? 53. So I'm 53 years old, Grim. So, this is it's been doing this for a long time in my life. I've had a lot of different jobs and careers and things like that. And I've done a lot of things that I can share stories from. I can go back as far as when I was in kindergarten, in a sense, and I can remember that and work my way back up. So when I first came on here, I was focusing more at 20 years ago. Well, 10 is good. That's double digits. So congratulations on being 10, sir. So so double digits. I was thinking of 20 years ago. Huh? So, but you said boxer or you want to be a boxer or a baseball player. That's a big combination, a big difference between the two. But right now you're at the right age to start working on both. Getting your baseball skills together and getting your boxing skills together, and then you'll be all right. So is that Carmana Gibson? And what would you say? I can't help you. If you need a ride home, you might want to reach out to maybe a Lyft or Uber or whatever. If anybody knows Carmana out there and you close to her, help her out if you can. So I'm definitely going to write your name down, because you definitely reached out, and I appreciate that. And I said I was going to check those pages out. And if your page has any content in it, and I would definitely look at your video, hit that, give you a comment or two. See, that's the biggest thing a lot of people need. They need comments, So, Graham, just to throw that in there real quick, I played baseball. I played baseball in Little League. I played baseball in high school, and I had an opportunity to play baseball in college, but I didn't go that direction because of football. So I went the football direction instead of baseball, but I did have a opportunity to play in that level. In Little League, I was more in the outfield, left field, right field, because I had good speed. So depending on the pitcher that we had, I was able to track down those balls that may have been hit. But then once I got into high school, I moved behind the plate and started catching. And that's where, it pretty much ended. So, but I knew baseball. I did box. I boxed for a little while, which is big difference. It takes a lot of, cardio, getting your body and everything in shape for those long rounds. So I did box, and it does take a lot of cardio. So my boxing career, I would say, was very short because, um, the older I got, or, I was in college when I really got in the ring in my first couple of fights. So it was, it's like, hey, me personally, I think I waited too late to start getting in the ring and trying to do it. So, I hung up those gloves. Yeah, but so I do know a little bit about both of them. So if that's something you want to pursue, more power to you. Congratulations on that, and make sure you find your good coach and work on that. Work on that, especially if baseball. If you're near a place that has a batting cage and things like that, go out there and do that thing. Yeah. So if you're like, say, you're shadow boxing now, that's good. Don't lose. Don't lose to your shadow. I've known some people that have lost to their shadow, so make sure you don't lose to your shadow. But that's good. That's good that you want to, get into those type of activities and types of sports, because that's what's needed. It's definitely a need out there for uh, good boxers and good baseball players to, in the professional. I mean, all of it. You can use those sports to help you get to the next level in your life. If you want to go to college, maybe professional, all those things are out there, and it's the possibility is out there. So, you're young, according to you, and I wish you all the luck in the world in your journey to become either a baseball player or a boxer. The big thing I would tell you and anyone else is make sure you got your grades, because you're going to still be a student. So make sure you got your grades in place. You're a student that's an athlete, so don't get those two twisted. A lot of people want to just focus on the sport and not focus on the school. So with that, I would say focus on the school. So, but we're going back to trying to find that niche, trying to find that place in YouTube world to help build your channel, help build your community. And those are some of the things that I've been looking at. And they're like, okay, how can I get myself in a position to be able to provide content, to be able to put content out there so people will be wanting to come in and listen and chill. So I'm doing pretty good, I believe. I think we're at a good point on subscribers and stuff like that. I'm not monetized. So it's not like, I'm at that point where, you're getting paid to do this. But I am in a position that I'm okay with. Like I say, not monetized is that's what you're aiming for. You want to be monetized. I know for anybody to say they don't, that would be one of the biggest lies that people can tell. If they say they don't want to be monetized, sorry about that. Then it's more like, what are you out here doing this for? What are you out here for if you don't want to be monetized? So then you start thinking, what's your goal? What is your goal if you don't want to be monetized? What is your goal if you don't want to, I'm not going to say you want to do this as a, hey, what's up? What's that? Crumbling? Okay, how you doing? So if you think, you're out here, you're putting in the work, and then it's like, okay, what are you doing, and what's the goal? What's the end goal? And that's part of it, what you got to find out. So Crumbling, what's up, man? I'm gonna put your name down because I said everybody that puts a comment in, I'm going to reach back out to them afterwards. So as far as visiting your page, so if you got content in your page, I'm gonna definitely reach out, look at your videos, see your comment or something, and let you know that because you checked me out, I'm checking you out. So for sure. That's good. That's good. And Graham, I see you said you and one of your cousins have a YouTube channel. So put your channel link down there so we can all follow and see what's that. If that's it, Graham Fox, we'll check you out, because I want to, like I said, I'm supporting. I'm trying to help support everybody out there. I want to grow my channel, but I want to help you grow your channel as well. We all can get monetized if that's what the end goal is. I know in the beginning, my original goal when I started doing this, and I only started doing this in the 1st of October. So around the 1st of October is when I started actually putting putting up actual videos, and that's when that started. So before, if you look at my channel and look at the history, it says, okay, I've been up for a couple of years, but I was using YouTube as a way to, because I do training, and I was using YouTube as a way of putting some of my videos together, and I could be able to show it. But I wasn't showing it so I can get membership. I was only showing it at work. So I didn't have a YouTube channel like that as far as looking for subscribers and putting my videos out in the world. Everything was private just so I could show it at work. And then one day I just say, hey, I'm gonna try to build a channel. So in October is when and I posted my first, I would say first video. And that's when it started going. And I started with shorts. Yeah, all right, Crumbling man, Crumbling. I'll talk with you. Like I said, I'm gonna visit your page. So thank you for showing up just for that brief moment, man. I appreciate it, and we'll holler at you later. Be safe. So yeah. So the thing is, videos. If it's more than a short or more than a minute long, for what I'm learning, that all you do is hit video and you can post the video and put it in there. Shorts is good. That's a different direction. A lot of people go with shorts. You get more views with shorts. More people will view your stuff with shorts than they do with the longer videos. A lot of people don't want to deal with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30-minute videos, but they'll watch a 1 minute short. So if that's your angle and that's the flex you're going with, and then make sure you hit those shorts and put those shorts in there. I have a couple of shorts. And then I have some longer videos, but my biggest goal and my ultimate goal in the beginning was to go live. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go live, and once I said, okay, I'm gonna go live, and so to get live, I had to get 50 subscribers. So that was my first chase, was to get to 50. I wanted to get to 50 subscribers so that I could go live on YouTube, and then it was like, okay, from there, it was like, okay, what are you going to do? So I got to the 50, and then I'm thinking that, as soon as you hit 50 days, it's going to turn it on, but it didn't. So it took a couple of days, and I had to verify the account and this and that before I could go live. So if you don't know, and you're thinking that as soon as you hit that live number, that they're going to just turn you straight in and say, hey, you're there, here's your live account. It doesn't work like that. So, but I did learn some things. I learned a lot from just the process. And I got to meet a lot of different people virtually through YouTube and different channels that helped me grow. They gave me some good insight, some good advice on some of the things to do. Like at first, my thumbnails was horrible. I'm just gonna be honest with you; they were horrible. So now I'm working on getting better thumbnails. And I was doing, because I like to do other things. I like to play golf. I like to bowl. So some of these things, you started thinking like, okay, how can I, put all this together? And like I said in the beginning, I had a lot of different ideas and directions I could come. So it just got confusing. It's really muddy. So if you look at my page or look at my channel now, you'll see it's like he talked about this and he did this and he did that and it's just all over the place. So I'm trying to put everything in order. I'm trying to get it in an order where I can build content and back each other up, and it's just be good content. So I see, Grim, you say you say your cousin is from Mexico. All right, good. Mexico is a beautiful country. Been down there a couple of times, and enjoyed myself down there. So, that's what's up with your cousin. So, so then you're learning, so it's like, okay, if you had that issue, if you're on here and you're like, okay, you had that issue and it's like, okay, what direction can I go? If that's one of your problems, if that was one of your problems, put that in a comment. I mean, put it out in the comment. How did you get over that? How did you get past that? I see a lot of people say they did this and they did that, and I'm still, like I say, I'm still trying to figure out how you get past that jam, how you get past that mark, that point of not knowing which way to go. it's a crossroad. It's definitely a crossroad. Like I said, when I first got on here, I said, okay, I'm just going to worry about, 20 years ago. So when I was 30, 35 years old, that's what I'm gonna start working on. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start working on when I was 35, and that's the stories I'm gonna go with. But then, it's like, well, before 35, what happened? And that's when the military came in. I wasn't 35 then, so it's like, okay, so now we're gonna back it up to the early 20s, my early 20s. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Some things happened when you was in high school. Some things happened when you was in middle school. Some things happened while you was in elementary school. So it's like, you have a whole life of experiences and things that you've been through that you're like, okay, do you put all that out there? Do you share all of that information? Do you put that out so and maybe it's going to help somebody? So that was part of my goal, was I wanted to put out content that was going to be helpful, that if you listen to me and my experiences will help you get through some of your experiences, some of the things you might be going through. So it's like, okay, I see Grim saying he's out there and he's building his YouTube channel and all of these things. But, I know when I was in his age that he posted, we didn't have YouTube. There was no YouTube channels to post your things on. Matter of fact, there was no cell phones. I mean, when we took a picture, we had to wait for it to develop, and we had to take it somewhere to be developed. So it wasn't like we was getting that instant videos and instant gratification of taking a picture or photo. So it wasn't different, but it's just those things wasn't captured other than in my mind. So now I have the opportunity to share some of those stories and share some of the times that I had, growing up, the growing up and some of the hurdles I had to face and some of the things that I had to go through as a child, and then as a teenager, then as an adult, as a parent, as a spouse, as a grandparent, so I have a lot of different directions and angles that I could go. And that's that's one part of life. But then the other part of it is that you're learning, how can you continue to grow? How can you continue to build content and get people to follow and buy into what you're talking about and what you're saying? So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to grow, trying to get my page and get my page on my channel up and running. That's what's up on the Legos, because we have a Lego builder in my house, so so we got all kinds of Legos around here. You can imagine the sets we got it around the house. So, but so it's a challenge, and then like you hear a lot of people say it, and it's real. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and that's one of the biggest things that I have to get over myself, is that I'm constantly looking for that instant. I post a video right now, and I'm looking for an answer right now. And I'm looking for 1,000 people to view it right now, but it doesn't work like that, and that's one of the things that. It's taken me a minute to grow to. It's taken me a minute to grow to that point where it doesn't, just because you posted a video, just because you went live today, or, you're not going to get that instant gratification. You're not going to get that instant return on your video. And that's some patience. That's something that I have to work on. That is something I'm definitely challenged with right now, is not getting it. And I think a lot of it is because you hear so many people say that they did it in such a fast time. Like, hey, I got monetized over the weekend. I started my channel on Monday and I was monetized by Saturday. And I'm like, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of stuff to go through. You're talking about you started a channel on Monday and you already got, 3,000 watch hours, and you got 1,000 followers and all. And, and I'm not, trying to be respectful for a person, because I don't know them to say they're lying. But at the same time, I'm like, you're lying, because I talk to a lot of people who put a lot of work in, and they're like, I've been doing this for years, and they're just, getting to that point. So I'm like, what did you do that you came in right off the street and right off the, you're just starting your channel, and then all of a sudden you're talking about you're monetized. But then I know how long it takes for YouTube to verify. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going for that. That all of a sudden now you're bringing in. Well, I got a $10,000 check and I only been up in a week. It doesn't work like that. So I think a lot of times you see those stories and you see those posts and you get discouraged because you're like, well, why am I so slow? Or why is it taking me this long when someone else is doing it and they're doing it that fast? So, so I would say to you out there, anybody watching, Vibing, what's up? How you doing? Just out here talking about how the struggle is to get these channels moving. So it's good to see you out there. I appreciate you popping in. I definitely gonna be checking your channel out. I like going going and seeing what you be putting out. Yeah, you did. It's here. So we're just talking about the challenges that we go through. For me, the big thing was trying to what my niche is going to be. That was my big thing. What is it going to be and what direction? I had so many different ways that I could go, and it's like you could go this way and this way, and I think I got confused. I think it became a more of a challenge to try to stay in line, and my channel got real muddy because I was trying to put everything in there. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to get the goals, but and I'm good with the pushing. I'm good with the pushing part. It's just the thing is it just gets muddy because I had I'm over 50. So in my life experiences, I've had a lot of different things and a lot of different areas and directions I could go. And I could share all of those stories, but each story has would be its own channel. And my thing is, I think that, what I'm learning is that it throws off, YouTube when you come in, today you're coming in with a Bible story, and tomorrow you're talking about a sports story, and the day after that you're talking about a military story. So it's throwing it off because they're coming from so many different directions, but they're all my story. So that's where I'm trying to figure out how to put all of it where it's just my story. And these are the things that, I'm sharing me. I'm sharing me, and me, Big Jack, has a lot of different pieces that makes up, Big Jack. I know that Grim down there at Fox was saying that he was just putting the Legos together. So if you can imagine a Lego, there's a lot of pieces that go to a Lego set, but there's a finished product and what it's going to look like. And so that's where, but it's like all these different pieces. I got big blocks, little blocks, skinny blocks, round blocks, all these different things. And it's like, okay, but which one? And it's just right now it's like a big box of Legos and you're trying to put it all together. But that's the thing, I just want to be consistent. But the big thing that I learned, what I learned was I need to have patience. So a lot of it was you're looking for that instant gratitude. You're looking at as soon as you post a video, you're looking for 1,000 people to be all on it. They want them to view it and they want to like it and leave comments and things like that. And that's what I have to work on. And I've been working on that for a long time. I've been working on that, not just a YouTube thing, but I've been working on it for a long time as far as trying to build my, that patience. And not just make a lot of what they call it, shooting from the hip decisions, and that's one of the big ones. And you're right because that's what I'm trying to learn. Grim, I know you say your phone dying, man, so I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while, and hopefully catch you next time if it dies. If not, plug it up to a charger so you can keep on listening. But yeah, so I'm learning. I'm learning patience from this. And, and you hear people a lot of times say it's not a marathon or it's not a sprint, it's a marathon and things like that. But, I was never a marathon runner, so I really don't know what it's like to run a marathon, so, all right, Graham, we catch you later. I appreciate it. But by not being that type of person, like I say, but that doesn't mean I haven't watched a marathon. But even with that, I don't watch it. I wouldn't watch the whole marathon. I'm like, you see it when they first start, You might come back later because you know it's going to be a while and you want to see it when it ends. And that's something that we have to learn to deal with. That it's like, okay, yeah, you know, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You got to have patience. You know, you put that content out there, you make it, you know, and you know, you put a lot of work in there. You put a lot of work in putting videos together, coming up with different ideas. And even if it's your story, you still got to try to address the story. You got to make the story, you know, exciting enough that somebody's going to want to listen and want to tune in and watch it. You know, my desire is to get to the point where, you know, when people come, you know, when they come on, you know, they see that, you know, Big Jack's on, and you're watching like one of your favorite shows. That's a desire I have. That's a angle where I want to be with this. You know, but that's not how it started though. You know, when I started, the big thing was I wanted to go live. So, and live was like get 50 subscribers. You get 50 subscribers, you're gonna go live, you're gonna be okay. And that's all it was. It wasn't about being monetized and things like that. And I'm still not a tripping on the monetizing. I'm just more wanting to have a channel that has a direction that I can follow myself and that others will follow. You know, if you know, I'm right now more like a cable channel. They got all these different options, and you know, instead of one channel, you know, so. Right now, I'm like I say, I'm more acting like a community than I am acting like a channel, and I might be okay with that. I might be all right. So that's where as I'm growing and I'm learning, I'm trying to figure out is that a bad thing or is that it's not that bad. It's not that bad to be a community instead of just a channel. So I don't know. So that's why, you know, we'd say a lot of time, what I say is, you know, if you know, you got some insight, you got some advice. I've been learning a lot, and I appreciate every different channel I go to and the different ways you do. And, you know, Vitamin, you got a really good channel. So, you know, I appreciate this watching and seeing, you know, how you're getting it done. So, you know, but you know, put those things in the comments, you know, drop those hints and those nuggets and all in the comments for us that's trying to grow because it is a struggle. The struggle is real because you want to be, you know, I want to be entertaining, but I don't want to be a clown. If that make any sense to you, you know, you want to be entertaining, meaning you know people are interested in what you have to go and have to say, but I don't want to have to come up here and dance around and do different things to get the point across. So that's where, you know, it's like, okay, I want to be in that position where I can be me. And that's what everybody's saying, you know, just be you. And, you know, I like me. And I think that, you know, if anyone got to, you know, listen to the stories, you're like, wow, you have a lot of stuff you didn't done in your life. And I have done so many things. And it's like, okay, all right, but you know, how do you get that across and stay within the boundaries that YouTube has established where they can see the audience that you're trying to reach? So we're hanging in there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not discouraged. If it sounds like I'm being discouraged, I'm not. It's just the fact that, you know, I was at that crossroads. You know, I'm at that crossroads of which direction to go. And the more I talk about it, and I appreciate the comments that anyone's putting down, um, the more we talk about it, and I listen even to myself talk, um, it helps me get into the position that I need to be. You know, I definitely appreciate again the support from other channels and other communities. You know, I definitely appreciate that because it does matter. You know, it does matter. You know, this is a small, you know, even though you haven't met any of these people, you know, they're all virtual, they're all inside the YouTube world, but at the same time, you feel comfortable. You feel comfortable talking to them and sharing with them and posting your videos and things like that. And that's, you know, that's a whole different, you know, different avenue, different world right there. And you want to make sure that you're giving, you know, good content. You want to make sure that you're putting out good product so that it is entertaining. One of the videos I did was I said that this is the new DEI. So you know a lot of people in the corporate world know the DEI being diversity, equity, and inclusion. But this, to me, and this is how I look at it, is that we're different entertaining ideas. So we all have our own idea. We all have our own entertaining idea. And because we're so different, this is the new DEI, because we're content creators are out there putting in the work, putting in the time, coming up with different entertaining ideas. So that was one of the things that has been on my heart. I know that I'm different than Vibin. I know I'm different than Grim Fox. I know I'm different than CJ was on and Mike Hawk was on. So I'm different than all of these people. And because we're all different and we all have our own entertaining ideas that we're putting out in our content, then that's what makes this so special. So I'm pumped. I really am pumped. Don't get me wrong. If it sounds like, it sounds like it, I'm not discouraged. I'm pumped. It's just the fact that I want to do this thing right. You want to do it right. And the problem that I have is I want to do it right and right now. And that's why the patience have to come in. That's why I have to start thinking, okay, be patient, put the product together, deliver the product, and the people will enjoy the product. There was a movie, and I can't remember, I think it Field of Dreams, I want to say it was, but it's like, if you build it, they will come. So we're in that position of building the product. We're building the community, building the channel, and we're going to hope that the people are going to come. I think I did say this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I think that because we see so many people saying that, they did it so fast, or they did it in 7 days or in 10 days or whatever, that you get discouraged, because you're like, well, what's taking me so long if they were able to do it in such a short time? It's stop worrying about them. So, as the saying says, stop trying to be like the Joneses. You don't have to be like the Joneses. You can be you. And as long as you just be you, you're going to be okay. So, yeah, and that's it. And you're right. If people, if if you put it out there, you're gonna find your audience. You put it out there. That's like any other TV show. That's like any other thing that's going on. You will find your show. Yeah. So, and that's the thing, and that's the whole thing. I'm learning that, and that was the whole thing. They like, yeah, I did it, and I monetized in 7 days, and da da da. And I'm like, the whole process takes way longer than that. So why, and I'm falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. But that's something that, it's like, come on, get over it, dude. It doesn't matter, even if they did. They're not going to help you pay your bills. They're not going to give you a loan. They're not in your pockets. So why are you even worried about that? And that the thing is, because you get caught up in the fact that it's almost like a competition, and you don't want it to be a competition. You don't want it to be like, if I'm live and Vibin is live, then they're taking away my people and da da da. But it's not about that. There's so many people out there that we all could be live at the same time, and we'll miss each other for that moment. But at the same time, we still got millions and millions of people that we could reach. So, and I know it's a process. And then because it is a process, but you do get caught up in like you're competing, against others. The person that you're competing against is yourself. It's like, okay, I want to get better, and I want to get better. So, I watched this, being an athlete. So I had to so a lot of times you might hear me use sports terms, or definitely the Bible, but a lot of sports terms I'll come up with. But I'm looking at this almost like watching game film. So I play the game, and then after we play the game, we watch the film. And we will watch the film, and we'll look at some of the good, and then some of the things that we need to improve on, because there's going to be another game. So if those are things that you can do to get better. So you put a video out, and you're watching the results of the video, win, lose, or draw, but you should really watch the video to see, what could I do different? What can I do to make it better? What can I do to project myself better to the audience out there? Those are some of the things that you can work on. Getting a microphone and light, and finding a quiet space, and all those different things is trying to better the product. So those are things that I've been working on. Those are things that, but what helps is when people do watch you, when people do watch your videos and all, and the comments that they might put in the comment section saying, hey, and some of them you could criticize, and it's like, okay, but instead of criticizing, won't you try to help? So let that person know that it was good, but I could barely hear you, or you was fuzzy, or whatever. So you can continue to work on getting the products needed to deliver that better product. When I'm saying, not that you need to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff, but is there another way to do it? Is there another way that you can come on? Maybe the lighting is just bad. And those are the things that you need. Yeah, feedback is good. So when you get that good feedback from somebody to saying, hey, and I know we're all trying to build our own channels. We're all building our own community, and we'll put a comment in, that was good at this, but drop something more in there. Drop a little bit more meat on the bone, as we say. Put more meat on the bone so that you can help that person grow. I'm a firm believer in iron sharpening iron. Sometimes, someone that's real strong at it needs somebody to come around and tell them, hey, that was good. I would have tried this, or I would have did that. And then you can only take what you're going to take. If a person gives you advice, that don't mean you have to, take everything to law. You take what you can take. You take the good, and the things that you can use, you take that, and the things that you can't use, it's not you. Then I don't say you flush it, but you just put it on the back shelf, because eventually it'll come back around. So it's just making sure that you still got to be you, but at the same time, sometimes you don't see it. I know I've typed a letter or written a letter or did something where I'm thinking it's 100% correct, and someone comes back and read it and they find all kinds of little errors here and there, and it might be minor errors, but they were errors. So that's what you need sometimes. Yeah, and that's it. You need that extra eye. You need someone to look at it. And the sad part is, a lot of times it's after you've posted it. It's after you've already shared the video that now that eye is on you. So it's like it's already out there. But with that, it's just like, just get better the next time. So the next time you go and do a video, you remember what was said the last time, and maybe we can work on that. One of my biggest things that I know for sure in the beginning, my first couple of videos was lighting. It's like get better lighting. And people say, like, I use my phone. I use my tablets. I don't have a camera doing this, so I'm not sure if anyone's out there using a camera, but I just use my iPhone. I use my iPad. But what they were saying is, and other people, if you're looking at yourself do your live. So if you're watching yourself do your live, you're using one camera on your iPhone or one camera on your iPad. And that was probably the I don't say the worst of the ones that's in your device. That's just the one, that the FaceTime camera, this and that. But the real cameras with the strong lenses is on the back of the phone. So you really need to turn the phone around. So if you turn the phone around and use those cameras, you'll get a better picture. You'll get a better video. You get a better, of what you're trying to do. So that's one of the things that I'm working on, is turning the device around so that I can use the better lenses and all, and maybe get a better picture out of that. But with that comes that now you can't see yourself. And because you can't see yourself, they sometimes you could be off screen and don't even realize it, and you can't even see the comments if you're only using one device. So so then it's like, okay, so that doesn't work all the way. So those are different things, but there is a vlogging lens, I think is what it's called, where you can plug in, and it basically is a mirror, so it can show you it shows yourself on camera, even though you're using the other side of your device. So if and okay, I'm out to get one. I'm definitely going to get one. I know I'm going to get one because I want to make better product. So where I do it now without the devices, I use my tablet to do the live, but then I have my phone watching the live. So that way I can know I'm on screen and all. So I was doing it without it, but at the same time, it's that there is a device that's out there that just is set up for you to be able to watch yourself and then use the best parts of your camera, or the best parts of your device, if you're using a device. And if you're not using a device and using the camera, I don't know if it would help, but that's something else that we have to work on. So those are little tips that I've learned in this short time. The thing is, a lot of people, I mean, I share a lot of times. I started this in October. So I started, as far as being a content creator, I started doing this in October. So I'm okay where I am, but again, that's that competitive spirit in me. It's like, hey, I started in October. By November, I want to be monetized, but it's not. It doesn't work that way. It really doesn't work that way. And if anyone say it do, if they do, I definitely would say, please show me. Show me your numbers. Show me what you did to get there, because of the fact that just the process. I mean, to get the number 50 so I can go live wasn't no kick in the bucket. That wasn't an easy task. And even after I hit 50, they didn't just turn the live on. It took a couple of days. So it's a process, even when you're dealing with YouTube, on when they start releasing certain things. And I know they don't send you from what I've heard. So I don't know that to be true, because I've never received a monetized check, or all the different types of checks you get. And I know I hear about them, but I don't think they send you a daily check, and they don't send you a weekly check. So if you're saying you're monetized and this and that, I guess you can look at your numbers and see how much you would have made, or how much you're making up to that point. So maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. I do know on TikTok, I have gotten to the point where I'm monetized. So I've seen that, but I haven't made one penny, not one dang penny. So, but I've gotten to the point where they sent me the information saying that it's, you're monetized and all that on one of the channels I have. So it's like, all right, so there's a process, but I can tell you this, I don't know how, because really what I was doing was just posting videos of me playing golf, and it built up a following. There's a lot of golfers out there. So I love playing the game of golf, and I love sharing, my times out there. But you really don't get a lot of good footage while you're playing golf, because you would have to have almost a camera crew out there with you. Thank you. Yeah. So, but you take one step at a time, and that's what it's all about. You're taking one step at a time. You're developing yourself and developing your skills, and I see, when you got professional content creators, people that's out there, they have a whole team of people that's working with them to get this content out there. If you're a solo type person, or you're doing your thing and you're trying to grow, that's where you learn. You're learning to play the game, and that's my big thing, trying to learn to play the game. you know I'm happy where I am. I'm definitely content where I am. I'm continue to build my channel, continue to build everything that's going on. But it's just the fact that it can get, I don't say get discouraging. So I hate to keep saying that. It's not discouraging, but it's just one of those things where um, you do, because you put a lot of work in, you're like, okay, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. This is going to blow up. It's going to go viral. And then you're looking like, oh, okay, it's only been one person that watched it in the first 5 hours. And, oh, another person viewed it. Oh, yeah. And it's like, wait a minute, this is a good video. I put a lot of time and effort in this thing. But, then you got to look at who is you reaching and who is you trying to reach. If you say, I'm trying to get, one person, it's like, okay, then that's what it was all about. If you reach that one person, then your video did what it was supposed to do. And that's where I have to, I have to get into it. Like I'm, checking, vibing out. So vibing when, just showing the country and the different places you can go and things like that. So it's like, okay, when I do have a chance to go down there, I'm definitely going, and I'm not going to live, in the resorts area, because that's every time I've been somewhere. Um, a lot of time, well, I would say every time, but a lot of times you stay in the resort areas, you stay in the the tourist areas. But it's good that someone is showing you those off the beaten path areas, those places that you only would have heard about from someone who's there, and now it just makes it more and more willing. It makes it more and more desire for me to come down and check out that whole country. It looks beautiful. I like watching your videos and things like that because it does. It definitely show like the potential, because a lot of times we miss that because we're only seeing commercials, and you're thinking everything is because I'm not a big party type person, so it doesn't, that's not a turn on for me to see where you can party here and you can party there, and that's not it. But it's like the culture and the beauty and the nature and things like that. That's more of a turn on for me. So that is what I would be looking for if I was trying to visit somewhere. I've been around the world, in the military. I was around the world a couple of times, but then um, once I got out the military, my goal was to, travel again. But this time I'm not working, so now I'm traveling and I'm seeing things that, when I was in the military, I saw some things, but now I get to see it and enjoy it and take in the beauty of it. So definitely going to make plans to get down that road and and come out and visit that country. Definitely want to make sure. I like traveling, and I definitely like the beaches, but then at the same time, you like the culture. I took a cruise once to Bermuda. So we took a cruise to Bermuda, and that's probably the best cruise I've ever been on in my life. So I've been on several cruises, but the one to Bermuda was really nice. And the big thing was the ship left from New York, and we got to Bermuda. So it was from New York to Bermuda, and then it sat at port for 5 straight days. So for 5 days, it sat right there. It didn't go around and bounce around and this and that. It sat there for 5 days. So we were able to get on and off the ship and see the country. We were able to see and talk to the people and this and that. A lot of times we do, especially with cruises, you only get that, you're there for a couple hours. When you get there in the morning, and then you go out to do the excursions or whatever, and say it takes 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Let's say we do an 8 hour excursion. So an 8 hour excursion, and then you're back on the ship and it's leaving and you're going to the next city. So you really, or next country or wherever, how many ports is on your agenda. So you really don't really get to see the people. You really don't get to, but with the Bermuda cruise, I was able to sit with the people and see them and talk with them and learn about the culture and things like that. And that's how I like to travel. That's what I want to get out of it. So it's been, it's been an adventure. So different videos that's going out and different like that. So if you're on here and you haven't had a chance and you see that name down there, Vibing with VC. So Vibing with VC, definitely make sure you check out that page and definitely, watch some of those videos, because it's definitely, they're very beautiful videos. I'm not sure how she's pulling it off, but she's definitely, got her camera crew out there with her that's helping record, and it looks like she's having a good time while she's out there doing it. So, it wasn't a shout out video, but it is a shout out video for Vibing with VC. I think you will truly enjoy it, and it will have you put something, what they say, put it on your vacation list as a place to go. And even if you've already been there, you still might want to put it back on the list so you can go now see. And it's like, okay, I didn't see this. Now, I like golf, and I have not seen a video yet where you were showing a golf course. So are there golf courses out there? And if they are, I'm definitely have that on my list. I really love golf. So if they got the courses out there, okay, that's cool. So you're recording yourself, but when you have, okay, that's cool. That's the thing right there. When you know, having someone there to help you if you can, but if not, it's just you, because it's from your eyes. So you're doing a wonderful job with your videos, Vibing. But like I say, if you ever get a chance to check out one of them golf courses, let me know what's down there so that we can. Yep, I heard that. Montego Bay and Half Moon. Yes, okay. So I'm Yeah, I'm almost on a plane right now. No, I really like the game. So when I go places and travel, that's why I try to get on one of the courses, and just to, say I've been there. So that's one of the things. But we still will go to the museums and we'll see. We just try to go to places that, like I say, not just a touristy thing. We want to go and see the land and see the culture and talk with the people. That's where you really get have a good experience, is when you get to talk with the people. Yeah. So they say the Caymans and St. Catherine. Okay. So like I say, I'll definitely, we're already talking. I talked with my wife about, doing a trip down there, and so now it's just like where we at on the list, as far as we got, we trying to normally book like a year and a half out on different things. So I know we got some trips that's coming up, and and it's like, okay, but that has to be put on the list. So, but keep posting those videos, and I'm gonna definitely do mine. And I have a good time. I have a good time putting content together. Um, I think some of the adventures that I've been through in my life are they're exciting to me, and they're interesting to me, and I think they would be interested to anyone else that have a ear to listen. So it is what it is. It's the game itself. Content creating is where I would say it's so much of a struggle, but that's where you have some of the fight. It's like, okay, make sure you can use, don't use YouTube, but you got to use Studio, and make sure you check this and make sure you put this. And that's where I think I get more confused on, checking all the boxes. Like, should you post with a computer instead of posting straight from your device? So those are some of the things that, put the video in a file and have your file, your file name over just posting the video straight from your pictures or your photos. So, those are the things that we're still trying to learn, still trying to figure out, because I'm sure it does make a difference. And right now, because I'm still new to the game and still, I haven't really seen the difference to say this is better than the other one. But and I am I'm getting the hang of it. I just don't want to put what they call it, like I say, with garbage in, you get garbage out. And I don't want that. I want to make sure that my material is it has some value to it, so that anyone who decided to view it, will want to stay to the end. And that's what my goal is. My goal is that I'm gonna put out content that's gonna have you on the edge of your seat, wanting to stay to the end. And there's some people that's doing it, and I'm like, wow, and you don't even realize you was in the video that long, and before it's over, it's like, wow, man, they had me right there. So I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that, and I'm excited that we'll continue to grow, and and that's what we're doing. So, Vibin, I know you're out there, and I appreciate you. I'm gonna say continue to do your great work and continue to put it out. I started this video when I came. I said I took my son to basketball practice. Now I gotta go pick him up. So I'm not gonna stay on here long. I just wanted to be on here long enough to say hello to everybody. So I appreciate you all who came on and came through. I do plan on, once I get him, I was going to come back on. So that's probably be around 9:30. I was going to jump back on just for a little while, trying to get some more live time in. Not so much live time, like I'm trying to build up time, but I look at it as practice. I look at it as like opportunity to get out and speak and talk. And it's just, so this is great. So everybody was on there, like I said, I wrote your name down. If you left a comment, I'm definitely going to be going to your page. I'm going to visit your page. I'm going to say, and I'm gonna put some real comments in there to help you get yourself together. Vibin, good night to you. I appreciate you being on there with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I got your page up on one of my other tablets. You're gonna be the first person to get a video review and comment, but iron does sharpen iron, and we're going to support each other. So you keep putting out that great content, and I'm going to keep supporting you. But for everyone else that's out there, y'all have a good night. If you're with me when I come back around 9:30, we can jam some more. But until next time, I'm gonna ask you all to stay blessed and peace.